Traditional British and American cuisine. Try to fill in the gaps with the correct forms of the words in brackets. Try to find out as much as possible about the British cuisine. What is the difference between lunch and dinner? Lunch is a light meal that is not cooked. It is usually a sandwich or salad. British people eat it around noon. Dinner is the main meal of the day. It is cooked, warm, and the most important meal of the day. British people eat it in the evening, while Czech people eat it at noon. So, when you go to the dining room at 12 o'clock, you are going to have your dinner, not your lunch. What do people eat in the evening then? As it was mentioned previously, British people eat their dinner in the evening, while in the Czech Republic we have supper. Supper is an evening meal that is light, not cooked, and not as rich as the dinner. Traditional British breakfast. What does it consist of? Look at the pictures and try to figure it out. What is brunch? It is a word for late breakfast and early lunch. People in the UK, as well as in the USA, eat it at about 11 o'clock. It may consist, for instance, of scrambled eggs, sausages, hash brown, pancakes, bacon, some vegetable salad, and so on. British lunch. British lunch is usually a light meal that is packed and prepared at home. It can be a sandwich, fruit, or a vegetable salad, packet of crisps, or a muesli bar. Especially students carry their lunch in the plastic containers. Let's have some tea. The term tea is usually connected with typical British drink consisting of black tea and milk, which is served at 5 p.m. with some biscuits. Nowadays, though, tea may also refer to an evening meal for little children. Typical British dinner: roast beef, Yorkshire pudding, potatoes, broccoli, roasted parsnip. Typical British dinner: shepherd's pie, also known as cottage pie. It consists of minced beef, vegetables, and mashed potatoes on top. Typical British dinner: fish pie. It is usually made of some kind of fish, leaves of spinach, and mashed potatoes on top. Typical British dinner: Cornish pastry. This dish is typical for Cornwall. It is a spicy meat or vegetable mixture in pastry. Typical British dinner: fish and chips. This is typical British fast food. It consists of fried fish, usually cod, and chips. Other British food: Christmas pudding, typical for Christmas, and hot cross buns, typical for Easter. Marmite is a kind of spread. It is usually eaten in the morning with some slices of toast and butter. Black tea with milk and sugar or without sugar is drunk at least 6 or 7 times per day. American cuisine. Try to find out as much as possible and fill the gaps. American breakfast is very similar to the British one. Cornflakes and milk is very popular too, as well as French toast, pancakes and maple syrup grits or fruit, or donuts. Typical American dishes: fried chicken, mashed potatoes and Coke, and a medium steak. Other typical American dishes: hamburger, hot dog, supersized pizza, fried onion rings, are a typical American food and drink. For example, Coca-Cola, peanut butter, Starbucks coffee, popcorn. And what about Czech cuisine? Can you find Czech expressions for the names of the dishes below? You may want to use your dictionaries to help you. Beef stock, fried carp, sirloin, rice pudding, potato pancakes, pork, sauerkraut and dumplings, pickled gherkins, egg spread, Easter crumpet, strudel, and schnitzel. Sometimes it is difficult to find English word for some expressions. How would you explain the following ones to an English person? Žemlovka, bábovka, vánočný cukroví. What do Czech people usually eat? For breakfast, for morning snack, for dinner, for afternoon snack, and for supper. Do not forget that in English we say bread and butter, not with. And what about the drinks? What have you learned from the presentation? Discuss with your classmates.